Sodium nitrite in cured meats presents one of food safety's genuine dilemmas, a chemical that prevents deadly botulism but potentially increases cancer risk. Understanding this trade-off requires looking at chemistry, toxicology, and practical risk assessment without easy answers. Let me walk you through why this matters and what choices you actually have. The chemistry is straightforward. Nitrites in cured meats like bacon, ham, hot dogs, and salami serve multiple purposes. They preserve the appealing pink color consumers expect in cured meat. More importantly, they inhibit Clostridium botulinum in these anaerobic meat products. Without nitrites, cured meats would be high-risk botulism sources. Botulism is almost always fatal without treatment, so preventing it matters enormously. This is why nitrites became standard in meat curing decades ago. They solved a real safety problem. But nitrites have a dark side. During cooking, especially high-heat cooking like frying bacon, nitrites react with amino acids in meat to form nitrosamines. These compounds are classified as probable carcinogens based on animal studies and epidemiological research linking processed meat consumption to increased colorectal cancer risk. The World Health Organization classifies processed meat as Group 1 carcinogenic, meaning there's sufficient evidence that it causes cancer in humans. This isn't speculation. It's based on substantial research. So we have competing risks: botulism, which is rare but usually fatal when it occurs, versus cancer, which develops gradually from cumulative exposure and involves many factors. The risk-benefit calculation depends on consumption patterns. Someone eating bacon daily faces higher cancer risk than botulism risk if nitrites were eliminated. Someone eating cured meats occasionally faces minimal risk from either direction. The dose makes the poison, as toxicologists say. Different cured meat categories require different nitrite levels. Products that are cooked before consumption, like most ham, need less nitrite than products consumed without cooking, like salami. Some products contain excessive nitrite amounts purely for color maintenance, beyond what safety requires. These are the worst choices because you're getting cancer risk without proportional safety benefit. Reading labels helps. Nitrite content must be listed, and comparing products shows variation. The uncured alternatives marketed as healthier options deserve scrutiny. Many use celery powder or celery juice, which naturally contains high levels of nitrates. Bacteria convert these nitrates to nitrites during meat processing, so you're still consuming nitrites, just from a natural source. The labeling is technically accurate but potentially misleading. Some truly nitrite-free products exist, but they're less common, more expensive, and have shorter shelf lives. They're safer from a cancer perspective, but require careful handling to prevent bacterial contamination. Consumer guidance involves balancing multiple factors. If you consume cured meats frequently, reducing consumption or switching to uncured varieties makes sense from a cancer risk standpoint. Cooking methods matter too. Lower temperature cooking produces fewer nitrosamines than high-heat frying. Pairing cured meats with antioxidant-rich foods, particularly vitamin C sources, inhibits nitrosamine formation in your digestive system. This is why orange juice with breakfast sausage or tomatoes with bacon aren't just tasty combinations, they're potentially harm-reducing. The cost-benefit analysis differs for different demographics. Someone with family history of colorectal cancer might reasonably decide that minimizing processed meat consumption is worth the inconvenience and cost. Someone without such risk factors who loves bacon might decide that occasional consumption poses acceptable risk. Pregnant women, children, and those with compromised immune systems are generally advised to limit processed meat for multiple reasons beyond just nitrites. The industry could reduce nitrite levels in many products without compromising safety, but color expectations and shelf life considerations discourage this. Consumer demand for that characteristic pink color in ham drives excessive nitrite use. If consumers accepted brownish cured meat as normal, safety could be maintained with less nitrite. But decades of marketing have made pink cured meet the standard expectation, creating resistance to change. There's no perfect answer here. Nitrites solve real safety problems while creating long-term health risks. Your optimal choice depends on your consumption patterns, health history, and risk tolerance. What's unacceptable is being unaware of the trade-off. Informed consumers can make intentional choices about whether cured meats fit into their diets, how often, and which products minimize unnecessary exposure. The worst outcome is consuming these products frequently without understanding the cumulative risk you're accepting.